I had the craziest experience with the NHS in England. My name is Russell. I'm an American living in the UK. I just got off my flight, had a very pleasant lunch with my girlfriend, and made it home chilling for a few hours until I felt this painful pit forming in my abdomen. At first, I thought it was food poisoning. Nevertheless, the pain grew and grew and grew. The wrath of God was coming out of my backside every single time I went to the bathroom, and I was heaving like I had never heaved before. I physically could not move from the fetal position in bed. My girlfriend is getting more and more worried. We decide to call 111, which is this non-emergency help service that the UK has. Shout out to 111. Due to the nature of what was coming out of my body and the intense pain I was in, they were worried that something had ruptured or gone horribly wrong inside of my intestines. And they recommended that I be reached out to by a professional. They said they would call us back, and 5 hours later, we got that call back. I was dying at this point. My abdomen hurt so badly, and all that was going through my head was how costly it was going to be to get me treated. The entire time through my suffering, I was thinking, is it worth just suffering through this? I can't afford to get this looked at. So this professional clinician calls us and recommends that I go to A&E, which is the equivalent of the emergency room here in the UK. Not only was this scary, but this heightened my anxiety even more, because going to the emergency room in the US oftentimes will bankrupt you depending on what you're going in for. I opt to go to A&E anyway. They said they sent an ambulance to our address and that it should be there within 2 to 3 hours. I did not think I was going to make it. I was officially in the worst pain of my life at this point, and I needed help so badly I suggested to my girlfriend that we just walk to A&E ourselves. But alas, about 2 hours into the wait, at around 7 in the morning, an ambulance did show up at the door. After a very bumpy ride down to the hospital, I was wheeled into my own room, and I was seen by my assigned doctor within about 30 minutes. After giving me some time to recover, they took a blood sample and did a few scans on me just to see if there was anything lodged in my intestines or anything visible on a scan that would help them figure out what's wrong with me. In total, I was there for about 2 to 2.5 hours while they figured everything out, and they determined that there wasn't anything visibly wrong inside of my intestines, but that I caught a very powerful strain of a stomach virus, and they sent me home with pain meds. Some of the best pain meds I've ever had in my life, let me tell you. On the way to the pharmacy attached to the hospital, I asked my girlfriend, where do we pay? And she said, don't worry about it. I'm like, what do you mean don't worry about it? They didn't collect my financial information, didn't ask about my insurance, didn't need my credit card for anything. She said, it's paid for. You don't have to pay for emergencies here in the UK. You don't have to pay for emergencies here in the UK. I'm like, what? I didn't believe her. So we go on our way to the pharmacy, and once again, I get my credit card ready to pay some obscene amount for medication to help alleviate my symptoms. Less than £10 for a prescription. In the US, you could expect hundreds. So by this point, my mind was blown. I was feeling somewhat better, and I had pain meds to help relieve symptoms over the next 2 weeks while this horrible stomach bug wreaks havoc on me until it's completely out of my system. And all I had to pay was less than £10 for my prescription. Very appreciative of the service, and it made me feel a bit safer and more at home here in the UK. Thank you, NHS.